What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're reacting to unbelievable moments caught on camera. Basically, this is all moments that we could see from time to time that we would be um, in awe about, in disbelief about, that kind of stuff. But I'm feeling this is more of the gonna lean into the area of things that, oh my gosh, I can't believe this was a thing that happened. Which basically is the gray area, so that's what I'm expecting from this. So I hope you all enjoyed this reaction video. If you do, hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, be notified immediately when the video comes out. And if you have any videos you would like to recommend that I should react to, put it down in the comment section below. I'll react to it as soon as possible. Also, in the description will be the link to the original video here. So if you want to see that first before checking this out, or if you want to see it yourself and give it out and show it to the rest of your friends, go ahead and do that. The links can be in the description. So with this all said, let's start this video, shall we?
Every day, countless incredible moments happen around the world. Only most of the time they go unnoticed, like when I made my cereal spoon move with my mind. Thankfully, there are a whole host of people much smarter than I am who recorded what happened. So from a nail-bitingly near miss to an alligator with a need for speed,
What?
here's some of the most unbelievable moments that were caught on camera. I don't know about you, but I've had a tough week. Let's get away from it all, out to sea.
I get it, cause what the? Is that a shark?
Well, that was hardly a relaxing pleasure cruise. The crew of this fishing vessel off the coast of New Zealand were stunned when a huge mako shark leapt straight onto their boat in 2022. The fanged fiend had been attracted by the crew's fishing bait and, after accidentally becoming hooked, performed some sort of aerial display that left it stranded. Thankfully, nobody was hurt and the shark eventually managed to wiggle free and back into the briny deep. Yeesh.
I thought it died.
Scarier than that is school principal. Let's be honest,
Me.
it's a thankless career. You have to deal with bullies, annoying parents, and occasionally savage beasts. No, that wasn't
What?
a dig at lunch ladies. When James Marsh, principal for Zella Elementary School in West Virginia, was unlocking one of the school dumpsters one Monday morning, he got a little surprise.
What the frick? Was that a
More
bear?
like a big surprise. That was a black bear, and they're extremely dangerous.
What the frick? Why? How?
Nobody was hurt. It's actually pretty common for bears to go rummaging through garbage. Black bears are scavengers and they love eating leftover lunch. But how on earth did the big guy get in the trash can? It was locked, right? Sure was, but CCTV from the night before shows the bear literally forcing its way inside. Whoa. I'm a little disappointed it didn't cause some more mayhem, though. I gotta admit, I'm a sucker for a little destruction, like this next crazy clip. In 2016, a cargo ship named the Baltimore Zephyr was transporting cars from New York to Haiti. But just 2 days into the long journey, things took a turn for the worst.
What the?
Holy cow, that's one extreme blaze. All those cars were absolutely totaled by the flames. But what the heck happened here? Well, it's likely that salt water from the ocean splashed up and short-circuited the electrical wiring on one of the cars, starting a fire which rapidly spread from car to car. Here's the aftermath of the incident. I don't know if
This is why you tarp everything. This is why you tarp everything. Anyone who says that you don't need a tarp for this kind of stuff, they're a freaking liar. And look what happened to a liar. all the cars are totaled. Yep, that's what they get.
I don't know about you, but I don't think these cars are going to be much use to anybody ever again. Unless somebody needs a particularly large paperweight. Now that just goes to show you that cargo ships are kinda accident prone, right? Must be all the flammable inventory. Military boats, on the other hand, are totally cutting edge and staffed by the most elite crew imaginable. Accidents just can't happen there, can they?
I don't believe that, but... What the...
Whoa, that was close. Okay, so this is a Russian frigate named the Marshal Shaposhnikov. The Russians have been very coy about when this happened, but the ship very nearly avoided disaster during a missile launch test. The projectile's booster seems to have malfunctioned, causing it to do donuts in the air before crashing down to the sea. Man, just think how lucky these guys were. All it would have taken is a slight drift and the crew would have been sleeping with the fishes. Some people
Exactly.
just to captain a ship.
That's freaking
When you're in
dark.
charge of such a massive vessel, you need to be aware of how
Like, no, seriously. Imagine how dark this could have been if a slight air turbulence actually changed everything and turned the missile enough to the ship. Boom. All those people dead, and so many families would be distraught because of everyone on that ship dying. Oh my gosh.
how much space you take up. You wouldn't want to damage anything, would you?
Oh.
No.
Captain's like, oopsie.
Uh-oh, somebody didn't get the memo. Looks like this is gonna end in tears. I've never seen someone move so slowly towards certain disaster. I mean, it's definitely gonna collide with the bridge, right?
I
Oh, never mind then. Yep, turns out this was all just one big optical illusion. From the angle these bystanders were at, it absolutely did look like that ship was gonna have a bad time. I'm afraid this next clip is definitely not an optical illusion, though. Over in Russia, the city of
That actually gave me a
Vladivostok
heart
was
attack,
completely transformed
almost.
in November 2020.
Oh. Not literally, metaphorically, though. Everything in my body froze when I saw that. And that's why I don't want to go on cruise ships. Because that kind of stuff can happen. When you go back into the city, that is. Oh my gosh. Okay, what now? What? Damn. Those cars are frozen.
Whoa. It's like someone cast a magic spell. A turbulent storm had coated the entirety of the place in a thick layer of snow and ice, creating some seriously otherworldly imagery and utterly freezing the cars parked outside. It wasn't all spellbinding visuals, though. The storm wound up leaving around 150,000 homes without electricity, and a state of emergency was declared. Jeez. Here I was just thinking of Christmas. Unfortunately, over in Alaska in August 2023, folks were thinking more of Noah than Santa. Record flooding occurred when the colossal Mendenhall Glacier experienced a sudden extraordinary meltdown into the lake beside it. This in turn flooded Mendenhall River and caused a whole load of chaos. One family in Juneau, further down the river, saw some of the worst fallout from the floods. Though thankfully all the buildings had been evacuated before this happened.
Holy. Oh.
Holy moly. Well, while it's a huge relief no one was inside the house at the time, it's still awfully sad for the family who lost their home. The flash flooding had swiftly corroded the ground beneath the house, leaving it to crash into the unforgiving water below. Amazing to watch, but totally tragic. Yeesh. Let's move on to something equally amazing, but far less tragic. Like Michael Rayner. This
Michael
superhuman
Rayner?
juggling machine from Los Angeles has been on a whole heap of TV shows and regularly uploads his feats to his Instagram account. But there's one particular trick he performed in January 2023 that needs to be seen to be believed.
Okay, that's cool. That is cool.
Man, I can't get over how cool that is. I'm not jealous, you're jealous. But I'm definitely
That is really cool,
not
though.
jealous of the unnerving situation these next folks found themselves in. In
What?
mid-December 2022, a couple in England noticed something unsettling in their yard. A strange bipedal beast was skulking around their lawn.
What is that?
Yeah.
Needless to say, the duo was utterly shocked. Could this have been some sort of cryptid? An undiscovered creature? Well, I'm sorry to burst any bubbles, but no. It was actually just a red fox. The poor thing only had 2 legs, but was as nimble as ever. That's seriously impressive stuff. It acted healthy, looked well fed, and apparently dashed off at speeds that totally shocked our festive merrymakers. I mean, that's pretty cool and all, but I was kind of hoping for a menacing supernatural creature, like in this clip taken during a routine flight in France in 2015. Pilot Romain Jantat took off from the local flight school runway expecting a normal, relaxed flight. He got anything but.
What do you mean
Is
by
that a gremlin on the plane wing? Quick, grab the parachutes. Wait, hang on a second.
That's a
not
cat.
a gremlin. It's a cat. Let's see how long it takes them to notice. And there we go, 13 seconds. Don't worry, the cat was absolutely fine.
Oh my god,
Shortly after
thank
spotting
goodness.
the stowaway feline, Jantat turned the plane around and landed back on the runway, immediately leaving to rescue the passenger. As for how the cat managed to get on the wing, the jury's still out on that one. What we do know is that the little stowaway impressed the flight school staff so much that it became their unofficial mascot. A true rags to riches story with no paranormal activity after all. Australia is a scary place. Seems like every animal there is out to get you.
That cat looked like it was having the time of its life being in the air, but also looked uncomfortable. Yeah.
Which is exactly why a local resident of Fitzroy Crossing called the cops in January 2023. A huge 6.5-foot freshwater crocodile had stumbled into their neighborhood. Yikes. But don't worry, the cop came up
what?
with an ingenious solution.
Don't do that!
Ah, croc jump scare. Now, to this fella's credit, covering up an animal's eyes is sometimes an effective method of calming them down. If they can't see what's happening, they have nothing to worry about. But the trick is getting the eye covering on and keeping it there. No easy task when your target is a cantankerous croc. After filming was
Whoa.
done, the cop called in a volunteer wildlife expert who managed to tranquilize the reptile and return it to a more suitable habitat. Amazingly, nobody was hurt. A few months later, a mysterious sight was spotted by residents of Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Guys, look what's happening to the shadow.
I'm looking, but I don't believe it. This strange phenomenon looks like it's otherworldly in origin, but it's actually totally explainable. It was taken during a partial solar eclipse when the moon passes between the Earth and the Sun, blocking some but not all of it out. What you're seeing are actually tiny images of the Sun. Huh?
That's
Essentially,
cool.
small holes like the gaps between the leaves on this tree are perfect for casting sunbeams through. Because the sun is spherical on the average day, they appear circular. But during a partial eclipse, there's only a crescent-shaped sliver that's unobstructed, creating the shape you see here. Awesome, right? On a scarier note, check out what this Ohio resident found in...
That partial eclipse thing is actually really, really cool. Shoot, I could just watch it all day, to be honest.
his broccoli in
Or
2018.
for an hour. What the frick? I'd throw it away.
Jeez, that's a black widow spider. For anybody that doesn't know, black widows are seriously nasty. Just one bite can cause difficulty breathing, vomiting, shaking, and up to 8 hours of muscle stiffness. In rare cases, victims can even lose their life. Jeez. It's actually not uncommon to find spiders in fruit like bananas and grapes, as they live in and around vineyards and banana trees. But on broccoli? Your guess is as good as mine. The deadly spider was handed over to an animal sanctuary, so nobody was hurt. Doesn't make it any less horrifying, though. I seriously hate spiders. Unlike this lady.
No, boy. I don't mind them as long as they leave me the frick alone.
This seemingly insane person is Tarny Rose Roebuck, an Australian spider enthusiast who wants to share her passion with the world. That spider isn't actually as scary as it looks. It's a giant golden orb weaver, a non-aggressive species with a relatively harmless bite. So I guess as far as horrifying creepy crawlies go, this is one of the better ones to have crawling over your face. Anybody else got the heebie-jeebies though? Well, you're gonna get them even worse when you see this next clip.
What do you mean? There's nothing wrong. Yeah, nothing wrong. What the? Is that guy asleep?
Yeah, you saw right. Our anonymous Florida cameraman here noticed there was a car in the fast lane going incredibly slow and forcing drivers to go around them. It was only when they got close that they realized that...
What the frick? How has he not crashed? That is
driver was
weird.
catching some Z's. But how were they not crashing then? Well, the sleepyhead was taking advantage of their Tesla's autopilot system, which they aren't supposed to do. Drivers are encouraged to keep an eye out on the road while using the autopilot, as they're still responsible for the safety of others. There's no word on whether the snoozing commuter faced legal action, but personally, I hope they had the book thrown at them. Some people are so dexterous, they just managed to dodge it anyway, like Twitter user Bryce Hamilton's dad. He was pacing by the pool one day in 2021, taking an important work call when... Damn, now that was smooth. Want to know another smooth move? Hitting those like and subscribe buttons.
That guy got some moves.
Out on any fantastic videos like this one.
That guy got some moves.
Let's get back to it.
You can't
When I was
disagree.
a kid, I told my pals that one day I was gonna learn how to fly. It didn't work out. The sky is exclusively for birds, planes, and Superman. And speaking of planes, this is the C-17
Bear.
Globemaster. In Brisbane, Australia, in September of 2021, preparations were well underway for the climax of the annual Brisbane Festival. As part of the celebrations, the Globemaster performed some seriously impressive low flying. And this is the practice run.
Oh boy. Did that thing just shake? Did that thing shook while it was going up?
Jeepers, if the pilot had messed up their timings even just slightly, the plane could have collided straight into one of the buildings. Man, that's anxiety-inducing. Good job the weather held up. Both myself and my dog, Bark Amazed, are petrified of thunderstorms. But I have to admit that lightning looks super cool, especially when it's fired into the sky by Emperor.
I mean, it's not bad. I just never seen one. I always sleep through every thunderstorm, so yeah. The only times that I have seen it is when I'm awake. And I only seen one. It was pretty cool. Nearly blinded my eyes because it actually just hit the middle of the street I was at that day. Well, not really outside though, but more inside of a house visiting relatives, all that kind of stuff. And bam! Lightning hits the street, the middle of the street, and I'm going like, wow. And I had everyone asking if my vision's okay and all that, because if that kind of stuff can actually blind people.
Emperor Palpatine.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Alright. No evil Star Wars villain did this. Shockingly, it's a natural phenomenon. This breathtaking footage was captured during a storm in Kansas in 2022. But how did it happen? Well, upward lighting occurs during particularly massive thunderstorms. The air becomes filled with negative static charges, and tall structures like buildings can amass their own positive charge as they're so close to the storm. If a lightning strike hits nearby, it can rapidly increase the charge on the tall object. And because positive and negative charges attract, this causes it to shoot upwards into the sky to meet with the charges up in the clouds. Voila! Lightning strikes the wrong way round. Like that. Wow. This
Awesome.
is Acatenango volcano in Guatemala.
That is really cool.
In 2023, this crazy footage was captured. Spiderweb lightning fired from the top of the massive volcano, which is the tallest thing around. The lightning bolts were drawn to the negatively charged clouds and then splintered through them, creating the visual effect that gives it its name. Although I have to admit, I'm sort of disappointed there were no Star Wars shenanigans taking place. But surely this clip was taken in a galaxy far, far away, right? It looks just like Cloud City from The Empire Strikes Back. Well, as you probably guessed by those distinctly non-alien buildings, it's not. Why must I suffer so? This is actually the New York and New Jersey skylines. The Hudson River, which runs between the two cities, was covered by an incredibly thick layer of fog in October 2023. And despite not being an alien planet, it's truly a sight to behold. It looks to be advection fog, which is essentially a formation of low clouds. In windy conditions, when warm, moist air is pushed horizontally and meets with cold ground or water, it's cooled and the water vapor inside it condenses into droplets. This can form a thick layer of low-lying fog like we see here. Nuts. Another crazy natural phenomenon is the land spout.
What the heck? That thing looked like a bottle. How is this possible? The other two stuff was pretty explanational, but this one doesn't make sense. It looks like the tornado started from the ground?
I love tornadoes, but they're also dangerous. I don't like these. They're painful.
I love tornadoes too, little dude. Unlike typical tornadoes, however, land spouts form when warm air rises from the ground up rather than originating in the large rotating body of air inside a storm, known as a mesocyclone, where tornadoes typically form from the storm downward. In developing thunderstorms, this rising air starts spinning and, like if you twist a rope, it gets tighter and tighter until it forms a land spout.
That's interesting.
Cool and terrifying. What a combo. This next clip brings a similar level of cool with none of the fear. In a Mississippi aquarium, a toddler had a mind-blowing experience with a dolphin.
Is it coming? It's coming to say hi. Whee! Look at that! So silly! Yeah.
Oh, these aquatic mammals animals are supremely intelligent, capable of complex problem solving, passing information on to others, and most notably, socialization. Like here, these dolphins are in captivity, so are used to interacting with humans. Yet this one was absolutely enthralled by the little girl. This was truly a once-in-a-lifetime moment and a new core memory for that kid. Now, dolphins are pretty well known for being social, friendly creatures. Alligators, not so much. That is, with the exception of Wally, the emotional support alligator. Yeah,
What
you heard
the
right.
frick? When you think of emotional support animals, you think of like dogs, cats, hamsters, some species of bird, iguanas, lizards, fish, dolphins sometimes, depending where you're from. Someone told me that is the case, but I don't know if that's true or not. But yeah, apparently that's a thing, but huh.
All right, guys.
I can't believe I'm going to say this. Can I just...
Yeah, pet him. Oh, look, I'll
Oh yeah, he likes his chin rub.
His chin rub?
Yep.
Yeah.
He loves his chin rub. He does not bite.
Let's think about
How
that.
do you know that?
Because I've had him for 7 years. He lives in my house. Lay down. Lay down.
I was good. Is it okay if I touch his back
Yeah,
right
you
here?
can touch it anywhere. Good luck, just rub.
Wow.
Damn.
I can't believe I'm touching an alligator.
Okay, that's weirdly cute. Wally's owner, reptile enthusiast Joe Henney, has owned the tame crocodilian for over 8 years, and it's legal in Pennsylvania where he lives. And he does everything with him. Wally loves cosplay, making friends, and even going for relaxing drives.
What the heck?
So he isn't actually the one driving, but he's still the coolest gator I've ever seen. Not that it's easy looking after a pet alligator. Amazingly, Wally's never bitten anyone, but that's because of the incredible amount of time and love Joe has given him. Joe himself admits the unusual pet isn't for everyone, but caring for the animal has brought him joy in some otherwise tough times. Something that in 2018 led to him being officially recognized as an emotional support gator. Aww. It's gotta be so much fun to take that scaly little fella to the store, though I'd leave him behind if you're going shopping here.
Oh.
Crikey, that was close. This terrifying event happened in the back of a 151 Coffee in Texas. Thankfully, it looks like nobody was hurt.
What
The
happened?
shelves were way overfilled, causing them to collapse under their own weight. Though, if you
Oh.
look down here, seems like this lady might have done something to disrupt the delicate balance. Ooh, gotcha. So I guess no matter what job you do, you could always face danger. But there's no way in heck that this next guy didn't realize his occupation would be a little hazardous. Yeah, seems
What do you
like
mean?
he's inspecting the mechanism of the ride, but couldn't he have waited until it was closed before sending him down there? If he'd have moved his head mere inches, must have ticked off his boss to be landed with that task. Vindictive bosses don't exist at 3,000 feet in the air, though.
What?
Which might be why Maya Kuchinska decided to pursue a career as a professional skydiver. Maya is supremely talented and daring. Just check out
Okay.
her moves. Holy cow, she's walking on air. That's amazing, if utterly terrifying. By standing straight
How?
in the air and wiggling your feet, it creates the illusion of walking. But if you think that's not impressive enough, how about some spins?
Aren't you supposed to wear a helmet?
Yeesh, that's insane. Frankly, though, I prefer to keep my feet planted firmly on the ground. I can't
Yeah,
handle carnival
that just
rides. It's not like I'm
brought up
scared or
some
anything.
anxiety.
No way. My distaste of them is justified by this 2019 footage from Florida.
No, seriously. That last thing actually brought a bit of anxiety. I'm gonna need a moment. I hate heights. I have the phobia of it.
Ever heard of a slingshot ride? Basically, riders sit
Oh,
slowly
no.
attached to some cable and are flung up into the air at crazy speeds. For fun. Ew. Anyway, this particular ride at the Cobra Adventure Park in Panama City Beach seemed to have other ideas.
Oh my God!
Dang, the cable was completely shredded. Ever heard of a little incredibly important thing called maintenance? Jeez. The park gave the riders full refunds, but I don't know if that's enough. What if that cable had snapped mid-air? Somebody could have gotten seriously hurt. If I wasn't a fan of these rides before, I'm definitely not now. I'm sure many
yeah.
people will be able to tell me why I have nothing.
Yeah, that is honestly terrifying. Like, honestly, that is making me shiver in fear. On a side note, here's something to note. I heard that Texas had one of those and it was declared the most dangerous because it can send you 70 feet in the air, I think. I don't know. I only heard that it's the most dangerous thing there, but people go there anyway, so I don't know.
Thing to worry about, but I'd rather stay at home. You can keep your explanations. I'd rather you try to explain this.
I don't get it.
Now I know what you're thinking. That plane's floating in the air, like it's been paused by God's TV remote. And it does look like that. But this is actually a trick of the eyes called the parallax phenomenon. Essentially, the position of an object appears to change relative to the position of the observer in the more distant background. For example, these two planes are moving at the same speed, but in opposite directions. Now, if their relative distances remain similar and both planes rotate at the proper angle, then the magic happens. The motions of the craft align in a roughly circular motion, and from inside plane A, plane B, and everything in between may appear to be frozen still. Get scienced.
Oh! So, because the vehicle they're in, the plane, that is going the same speed as that plane, and since they're both going into two different directions, same speed and all that, it makes it look like each plane is paused, like both of them are paused and all that. It makes it look like, yeah, everything's paused. Like you see on a TV, you grab your remote, pause, and it's like that, basically. That is interesting.
Okay, I'm pooped. That's about all the unbelievable moments I can have.
I'm gonna have to do that a later day. Another day. But yeah, this is actually really cool. A lot of this interesting science facts I have never heard of before. I gotta admit, the lightning thing was the coolest. Yeah, I have to give it for the lightning. That was the most amazing thing. And unbelievable moment caught on camera. Tell me what you think was the most unbelievable moment on camera in the comment section below from this list. Honestly, I can't say anything wrong about it. All this stuff, well, some of it was bad, some of it was good. It was unbelievable. Yet, a lot of it was really cool. But I have to give it for the lightning. That was really cool. It's still amazing to me. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button to be notified immediately when the video comes out. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this video from beginning to end. And be sure to give BMA some love and support for the video they made. With all this said, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!